Hello and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Nonna. Nice to have all you aboard this bus. Remember, this is a long bus, plenty of seats. Just hop on board and we're going to go. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to explain the, I don't know how many of you are Italian or whatever, but all Italians call their red sauce gravy. So it's gravy is red sauce or zugo, whatever you want to call it. That's what we're making today. And I have kind of taken liberties with my mother-in-law's recipe. She was a fantastic Italian cook, surely was. But I'm not going to spend 4 to 6 hours at this stove stirring a pot of gravy. I'm not doing that. I'm doing a shortcut. It tastes exactly the same, and that's what you want. You want the taste, absolutely. So what we're going to do is duplicate Nani's recipe. So bear with me while we start.
We're good.
Okay, now I'm going to get the water going for the pasta. Now you have to remember one thing. When you make your pasta, the water has to have a taste like the sea. It's got to be salty. And this is what flavors your pasta. So whatever you're doing, whether you're doing a long cut or a short cut pasta, you've got to have a lot of salt in that water. Remember that. And have a big pot. But also, a little hint, make your pasta al dente. And we all know what that means. Al dente means to the tooth. It's got to be a little bit firm on the inside of the pasta. And that's what holds the sauce on. Much better. But whatever you're used to. If you want soft pasta, cook a soft pasta. We prefer al dente. Okay, boys and girls. Now get the salt. We're going to have to use kosher salt. Regular old table salt's fine. And drop it in. It's salty. It's like the sea. It's what you want. Okay, that's going to heat up. Now, we're going to make Nani's gravy. I'm not going to give you the exact recipe, but I did shortcuts with this recipe because, like I said, I'm not standing 4 to 6 hours by this stove stirring the gravy. I'm not doing it. I don't have the time, and I'm sure most of you don't have that time. So we're going to do the shortcut. So let me see. I need a blender. All right, and here we are. We're back, ready to prepare the. I'm going to just continue to say gravy. I want you, when you buy your tomatoes, always look for San Marzano. Okay, it's the region where these tomatoes are grown, and they're a sweeter. They just seem to have less acidity. So we're going to start with this. Now, I'm using jarred marinara. And people are going, what? Why are you doing that? Because this is going to be part of this flavorful gravy. And instead, again, of standing at that stove and cooking for how long, I'm not doing that. I'm using jarred marinara. Please feel free to do it. We're putting in Italian seasonings. These are all dried. And when you use dried, you want to crush them to release the flavor. And they tend to be a little stronger than fresh. Remember that. So whatever you want to put in, put in. I'm using parsley, basil, and oregano. Or as I once heard on a cooking show, oregano. What is oregano? And obviously this is how this gentleman pronounced it. So oregano it is. And lastly, a little wine. You know, a glass for the cook and a glass for the sauce. Just a few tablespoons. We'll get back to that later. Now, I'm going to turn this on, so plug your ears. Here we go. Now we're going to start this. Put it on low. Always low and slow with anything. That way you're not going to end up with burnt. Don't be in a hurry. Just low and slow. Remember that. Okay, let's wait for the pasta water. And you notice I did not put in any garlic. I have a son who does not like garlic, so we don't use it. And actually, we don't really miss it. If you want it, fine. If not, it's okay. And we are using a pasta gluten-free. And this is for also the same son who has an issue with that. But they make such fabulous pastas. I was in the supermarket just before I started the show today. You can't imagine how many products are now gluten-free, organic. I mean, it was like unbelievable. And before, you always had a little section like this, but not anymore, which is good. It is wonderful. So we're going meatless. I'm not doing sausage, meatballs, nothing. We're just going to have pasta, fresh bread with olive oil. You all know about making Italian butter. You know, it's the olive oil with the oregano, the cheese, Parmesan cheese, and you stir it together and you've got Italian butter. We love it. And you dip your bread in that. You can dip your bread in gravy too. Yeah.
Okay.
Pesto. And my daughter will cook the pasta and he will have pesto on it instead of gravy, which is fine. To each his own, said the old lady as she kissed the cow. My grandmother would say that for years. And we'd look at her and we'd go, okay, Grandma. It never clicked with me what she was saying until I got much older. It's a choice you make, whatever. Whatever, kids. Whatever floats your boat, do it. Oh, this is going to be good. You let that come back up to a boil. And just kind of stir it occasionally just to make sure it cooks properly. else. You know, time is something you can never get back. Did you know that? Once it's gone, it's gone. So use your time wisely. Enjoy yourselves each day. I had the nicest young man today. It was so, he couldn't have been any more than, I'm going to say 10 years old. I was going into my office and he held the door for me. And I said, how thoughtful of you. He said, thank you. I said, I want you to tell your mother she has raised a great young man. He said, I'm going to do that. I thought it was great. I mean, listen, I've had doors slammed in my face, so I know I appreciate when somebody does something nice. Yeah, this is coming along. You all know how to cook pasta. Isn't anything new, right? But again, don't be afraid to experiment. Try different cuts. Okay, this gravy is ready. Yum. Yum, yum, yum. My mother-in-law and her mother used to make their own spaghetti, their own pasta. They had the drying racks and the whole thing. And I just always found that, you know, we come from an era where everything is already ready for us. We don't have to, listen, my father came from a family, he had 9 brothers and sisters, okay, total. His mother, now this was long before you could hop in the car, go to the supermarket, buy your bread, buy whatever you had to buy and come home. She would bake from morning until night. Loaves of bread, pies, you name it. This is what this woman did to feed that family. She had a garden. It was amazing. They had a spring-fed lake on their property, and they would fish. She'd fix fish. Yeah, that's what you had to do. And that's why my aunt turned out to be such a good baker, because this is her mother I'm talking about. And she would watch her bake. And not everyone has that knack. You either like it or you don't like it. You know, you can't force yourself to enjoy baking if you don't want to do it, because nothing is going to taste good. Believe me. Do it with love and everything will turn out fabulous. Keep that in mind. Oh, this is getting there. Yeah. And again, we're going meatless today. We're not having any of that sort of protein. We'll get that somewhere else. And I'm just kind of like afraid to buy lettuce. I'll wait till all this other business dies down. Then I'll go back to that. But you know, as long as you cook, like you buy spinach, bagged spinach, cook it. There's nothing better. And my mother-in-law used to do, you know, she was a product of the Depression. So they wasted nothing. And my mother was the same way. My mother would always say, waste not, want not. But my mother-in-law used to take a head of cauliflower, and she'd rinse it, and she'd break it into the little florets, and she would cook it, and then drain it, and then chill it. And before she served it, she'd put olive oil and fresh squeezed lemon juice, salt and pepper, and put that on top of that, and it was like a salad. It's wonderful. It is so good. I'm gonna have to start making that again. It's really good. And she used to make a cream spinach. I don't have the recipe for that, but that was super good. Her secret was always fresh grated nutmeg. It does something to the taste. Can't tell you what, but that was her little secret. And she was a little woman. She was only like 5 feet, if that. And her mother came from northern Italy, where the Vikings went through, and her mother looked Scandinavian. She had blonde hair and blue eyes, very fair. And she was tall. She was like 5'8", which is like a giant. And so, and poor little Marie was just 5 feet tall. She was a dynamo, though. I'll tell you. I gotta see how this is going. Just a little bit more. Delicious. We'll get a bowl. Whoops, sloppy. That's why you wear an apron. Couple more minutes and we're gonna drain this. All right, boys and girls, our pasta is ready. I'm going to drain it. Let me get my pot holders here. This hot stuff here. Okay, here we go. Or rinse your pasta. Drain it. Do not rinse it. Okay, we're going to get a bowl. And, sorry, I should have had that out. But let's see. Where is there a bowl? Here we go.
I'll cut this part out.
Okay.
Make sure at the end to say like and subscribe. Okay, we'll go.
All right. All right, now we're going to use this pretty little bowl. And here's what you're going to do. Let me get my scooper. Scoop, scoop, scoop. Okay, we're just going to put a little. Oh, yes. I'm going to bring the bowl over here. That's heavy. Okay, we're just going to put a little in the bottom. Okay. And in goes the pasta. And we're going to just kind of toss that a little bit, add some more gravy. And we are good to go. And you can always serve extra at the table because some people may want a little bit more gravy. You never know with people. So, oh, does that smell good? And I can't top this with cheese because my son is also has an issue with dairy. So we will just do this. Oh God, doesn't that look good? Ah, I wish you could smell this. It is like heaven. Well, that's what we've done for today. Thank you for coming to my kitchen. It was a pleasure to have you, and I hope you'll join me again. And the recipe will be included in the description. So, happy days, and I want to leave you with just one thought. If Kitty Wells had married Conway Twitty, she'd be Kitty Twitty. Ciao for now.